We finally entered into a cheaper era for Yu-Gi-Oh! Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more. You guys love when I tend to look at the data here for pricing and just kind of see how our, pricing is looking here. So we have YCS Pittsburgh. Your full breakdown, we've already looked at this, but I mean, it was 11 Draco Tail, it was 7 Mitsurugi Yummy, 4 Malice, you had 2 Lunalights, 2 Yummy, 2 Mitsu, a Vanquish, Sky Striker, Crystron, and a Gem Knight. So you're going to see here on your pricing on a lot of this, you're going to see Draco Tail for $350. Mitsurugi Yummy evidently being $150. That's kind of interesting. More Draco Tail for $262. And then, of course, you kind of continue down here. You see Malice, $244. We'll be able to look at the pricing individually here in a second and give you guys, some ideas as to what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the first place Draco Tail list. $349 price point here. So what's our most expensive stuff in here? Well, it looks like Secretarian Dragon has become one of the most expensive cards. I'm not surprised about that. With Albion the Sanctifier Dragon coming in very, very expensive here. Love the fact that, the expensive cards are, coming in around the side deck, which, I mean, is kind of to be expected, I feel like, when you're looking at what this list had going for it. And the fact that, Double Sanctifier was a very important part of, this deck's strategy, especially when you're rolling into the mirror matches here. You need to constantly be aware of that. So that is definitely interesting. Now, obviously, we do know that the Malcharmies are going to see some cheaper printings coming here in the future. And I think that's going to offset a lot of what you were kind of expecting for this. But, I mean, understandably so. I'll be on so much money for this deck. Now let's shift back here. Let's go take a look at Mitsurugi Yummy, our second place challenger. Now, I mean, straight off the bat, some of the most expensive stuff in here is going to be marshmallows. So, interestingly enough, where are my marshmallow yummies? Looks like there is a slight pricing issue here with this, with the marshmallow yummies not even populating. So it looks like your pricing's going to be a little bit off on this one and any of the yummy list that you're going to be looking at, because Meowls itself is about $50 a copy right now. You're not going to truly be able to get the full look away on that one. And it is a little bit sad and disappointing to, think about that, but everything else here, I mean, just look at your staple stuff, man. Like, Habagiri's $254, Amino Murakumo's still $922, Gorgon of Zifferthonia, I mean, obviously has value, but the way it looks, none of your yummy cards are even being factored in to this right now. So this price is actually off. Let's go down here to third place. We have our Draco Tail cards populating in here. There's your Fimenas at 10s. Your Secretarian Dragons at 24s. There's that very expensive $48 copy of Albions yet again, coming in to crash down and ruin the day. That's so crazy just to kind of think about. But I mean, at least look at the Chronicles deck stuff. I think, once again, this is where you get your wins. The Chronicles deck just took everything else here, 40 cents, 20 cents, 35 cents, and destroyed all of the value that was in there. So, I mean, that was an absolute win. Now, Lunalight's kind of an expensive deck. And the reason for this is, I mean, you have $120 dedicated to Dominus Impulses. That obviously it makes sense. And then your next most expensive heavy thing that you're going to have to deal with here comes in at the heavy polymerizations, taking up $18 a piece. So, I mean, realistically, makes sense. Obviously, Black Sheeps still have a little bit of value, and even like your cheap thrusts that you're dealing with are going to be also Dempsey has a little bit of value, but I mean, let's be realistic here. Like, looking at the Lunalight core itself, yeah, sure, the black sheeps are value, you know, and once again, I mean, everything else here, though, is not that expensive. So, I mean, that's your top 8. Now, Malice, on the other hand, you know, once again, it's the same problem here. Dominus Impulses are the thing that's going to be taking up a lot of the value that, you know, you would be having. And then it comes down to, you know, oh, look, I have access to Secretarion Dragon. You know why you're playing Secretarion Dragon? Because the card is batshit crazy. And you're main decking super polys anyway in this list. So you're making those concessions to make that auto win card so that, you know, when it does come up, you're easily able to slap it down on the table and control your opponent. But I mean, all the Malice stuff itself is not real money, like, at all. It has definitely calmed down a lot. So now we get to go jump into Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul is still a little bit expensive. Norroy's, I mean, you're dealing with $24 a copy at Norroy. Nobody's going to be happy about having to shove out for that, but I mean, having Norroy's unlocks Crystron. So, I mean, you do have these overlaps, but then, you know, you see C104 is still a $48 card. That, to me, is still crazy to think about. That how much value has been wrapped up in C104 in the market is crazy, man. Holly Sue's and Jaw Longs have dropped down beautifully. Zeus is still $8.50, and I mean, you see SP's Ash is still kind of holding on and doing a little bit with this. All right, so Vanquish Soul is still pretty affordable. What about Sky Striker? You know, Sky Striker has another wave of reprints coming here in the near future. Your most expensive thing in the deck? Zeros. I mean, Melissa was choosing to play 2 of these. And then you get punched really hard with Azalea. Azalea being $31 in the current estimated market is crazy. But I mean, it's coming down. And cheapest engages, $4.38 each. Droplets, $4.17. Linkages, I mean, $4. But once you kind of scrape past that, it just turns into very cheap generic cards. And you start to, you know, see where things get very, very cheap. So it's actually not terrible. But I mean, Sky Striker does have a lot of very high-end and expensive cards that you wouldn't think that they need, but they do. K9 Crystron. So this is one of the things I was talking about earlier. You know, these Norroys are going to bully you so hard. $24, $25 a copy is ridiculous. And then, of course, you got Azunas that you have to be able to have access to be able to play. And then, of course, Platinum Gadgets, another $12. The fact that you have to spend so much money to get a Platinum Gadget, of all things, is so freaking hilarious, man. But I mean, the rest of this just comes down to very cheap and affordable staples. Chaotic Elements being 35 cents is no real shocker there. But then we come all the way down here to this nice little Gem Knight deck. In order to successfully OTK your opponents, it's going to cost you roughly about $164. And I mean, most of the value that this deck's going to have is going to be Fuas, Perulias. I do see that, you know, the Gem Knight Net Prims, these are actually not cheap. These are $7.50 a copy. You get to see, obviously, you know, Abe Alq is going to be another little expensive extra deck piece. And then, of course, Thrust are going to have some value, too, along with Diviner of the Herald. This list was doing some cute little things in the side deck where, you know, you'd call up the Archlord Christia through the Vingolf stuff here with the Diviner of the Herald, which basically allowed you to floodgate your opponent out. I mean, once again, I mean, your core centralized game plan with this was, you know, you're going to go second. You're going to try to OTK your opponent. I mean, you're spending $160 to go second, wait for your opponent to, you know, put up their biggest field, and you're going to just disassemble it, OTK them through it, and, you know, job's done. But, you know, if they think they're going to counterpick you, this is where you get to see, you know, the Archlord Christia coming in. It's hilarious. But yeah, $162. But I mean, overall, looking at your pricing of your meta here, Game is definitely cheaper than it has been in a very long time, and I think that we as a community should appreciate that things are getting cheaper. And, you know, more will be coming down the pipeline here. I assume Dominus will be getting reprinted in the competitive decks in March, but only time will tell. So please, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons! Thank you!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.